The 2026 college football season presents the most completely wide-open national championship race we have seen in recent memory. You only have so many hours on a Saturday. Before the first kickoff, you have to decide exactly where you are going to invest your attention and emotional energy. You can spend your time tracking the predictable blue-chip dominance concentrated at the top of the Big Ten. Or you can focus on the sheer chaos of the SEC, where teams are guaranteed to cannibalize each other week after week. The SEC is absolutely loaded with ranked teams, but they enter the season completely lacking a clear, definitive frontrunner. To identify the true contenders, you have to cut through the media noise and analyze the actual schedule grid. We can evaluate the starting line by looking at the newly released preseason AP Top 25 poll. This chart breaks down the top tier of the poll. Looking at the data, Ohio State sits confidently in the #1 spot. But look at the density lower down the board. 9 SEC programs are jammed right into the top 25. Because of that density, there are 49 head-to-head matchups between ranked teams on the calendar this year. Those 49 distinct marquee games are the primary, critical friction points that will actively shape the entire playoff race. Preseason rankings mean very little until they are tested by a brutal schedule. You have to weigh a team's early hype against the actual risk sitting on their calendar. Structuring your game strategy requires separating the safe bets from the volatile challengers. This matrix divides the field. On the left are core 6 picks: Ohio State, Oregon, Notre Dame, Texas, Georgia, and Indiana. They hold the strongest mathematical paths, with Indiana entering at +800 odds. On the right, the bracket crashers: Texas Tech, Miami, and Oklahoma. These teams offer massive entertainment value. If you want to spot a Cinderella run early in the year, this is your group. But they carry a highly specific risk. You are likely facing early disappointment if they stumble against unranked opponents. Investing in the heavy favorites guarantees reliable playoff relevance late into the year. Banking on dark horses sacrifices that safety for high drama. The betting markets give us a clear read on those top-tier favorites. The odds to back the overall favorite are extremely short. Ohio State sits right at +600. Right behind them is a tight cluster of elite teams: Notre Dame, Oregon, and Texas at +700, followed by Indiana at +800 and Georgia at +900. There is a mathematical danger to backing heavy favorites this early. They have absolutely zero margin for error in their opening tests. While the expanded playoff format technically allows a team to survive a loss, an early upset shatters a blue-chip roster's margin of safety. Betting on the favorites early means accepting that a single upset instantly removes their control, leaving their postseason life at the mercy of committee tiebreakers. We will get immediate clarity on the playoff picture thanks to a slate of early season blockbusters. ESPN College Game Day is entering its 40th season, and they use these exact blockbuster games to determine its travel schedule. Week 1 delivers a massive premiere matchup, with Clemson traveling to Baton Rouge to play LSU. That same weekend, Notre Dame faces Wisconsin up in Green Bay. Fast forward to Week 2, and we get the biggest early showdown of the year: Ohio State at Texas. This is a critical rematch of last season's tight 14-7 battle. The losers of these early matchups face an immediate penalty: a stressful, season-long uphill battle to impress the playoff committee. Prioritizing these specific blockbusters grants you immediate, concrete clarity on the true championship picture before mid-September. Looking at the schedule friction and roster depth, it's time to make a final call. The 2 most complete teams in the country will survive their brackets and meet in the final: Ohio State and Texas. The official pick is Ohio State over Texas. Drop your own national championship predictions down in the comments section right now. Planting a flag and making a definitive pick sets your baseline. It gives you a standard to evaluate every subsequent upset for the rest of the year. Your strategy for this season depends entirely on what you want out of your Saturday screen time. If you want reliable, high-level football, lock your attention onto the Tier 1 teams out of the Big Ten. If you prefer chaos and high drama, actively track the crowded SEC gauntlet and the volatile dark horse contenders. Either way, you need a structured tool to track these complex schedules week by week. Visit sportsbrackets.net to download our free printable Top 25 schedule grid and the week-by-week game day location tracker. Using these tools is the most practical way to sort through the 49 ranked matchups and survive a highly unpredictable college football season.